Hello, I'm James Neihof, Superintendent of Schools in Shelby County, Kentucky. In light of the pattern of school shootings in recent years, and just a few days ago in Florida, school safety continues to be on the minds of many Americans, including the students and families right here in our school district. This message is offered to provide a consistent and clear response regarding school safety in our Shelby County school community. I'll begin with two common topics of conversation from around the nation. Then I'll share what we're doing locally, and I'll end with our strategies for the future. First, there's the question, should we arm teachers? I've studied the research on this question. At this time, I'm not in favor of arming teachers. Here are two widely shared concerns. Professional police officers hit their targets less than 20% of the time in active shooter training situations. Armed teachers will be even less effective. So where might those stray bullets end up? Next, physically keeping guns secured in schools poses immense safety challenges. Many believe, including me, that the proliferation of guns on school campuses will increase the risk of lethal violence in places that are, for the very large majority of students and teachers, currently safe. There is an interest and discussion across the nation in placing metal detectors in schools, and I've researched the topic. Here's what I've concluded. Most schools, including ours, were not designed with internal lobbies for housing lines of people while they wait to be screened. This means that students or those who attend school events will be lined up outdoors in unprotected areas while waiting to be cleared for entrance. Experts report that this poses an even greater danger than our current practices. Metal detectors can only have the intended impact when every entrance to the building is either locked from both sides or manned by a guard. Because public spaces like schools have building code requirements for access to exits, schools would be required to hire security guards for every exit. Because we can't afford to staff at that level, the metal detector option really does not seem feasible in our school district. I'd like to share with you some of our long-standing practices, along with actions we have taken in light of the recent violence. Our school district contracts with the Shelby County Sheriff's Department to employ 2 school resource officers. These officers are full-time deputies to the Shelby County Sheriff, although their salaries during the school year are paid by the school district. They are housed at our 2 high schools, and they serve all of our schools. School employees are assigned to monitor entrances during the time students report to school. Our exterior doors are locked, and visitors are required to enter at the front door using an intercom system to speak with staff before being allowed to enter. We have call alert systems throughout the schools, allowing staff to provide instantaneous notification to law enforcement and the school administration. This system is being systematically expanded this spring with the intent to give every employee access at all times. Our staff meets regularly with law enforcement leadership to plan for a range of possible scenarios. First responders practice in our school facility. In recent weeks, a team of first responders has attended staff meetings at schools to answer employees' questions and explain systems of support. Law enforcement officials have voluntarily increased their presence in our schools to become increasingly familiar with school day procedures and to assure students of the widespread community commitment to ensure school safety. The research on safe schools points out a commonality that applies in any community. Relationships are the most important deterrent for violence. People need to matter to each other. As a community, We must agree to work on this at every level, in the home, on the school bus, in the school cafeteria, in hallways, in classrooms, on playgrounds, in churches, and across our entire community. Our schools all have established positive behavior intervention and support teams. We call these PBIS teams. The goal of this system is to reduce negative behavior by recognizing and rewarding positive behavior. It's not a new idea, but a very impactful one. If we aren't careful, it's easy to only recognize negative behaviors. When that happens, sometimes our kids think that the only way to be seen is to engage in negative action. When it comes to a topic as serious as school shootings, we're committed to both proactive and reactive systems for our community. The reactive measures that pervade the news media right now are very important to us, and, as I shared earlier, our first responders are supporting us exceedingly well in that area. The proactive measures we are committed to are designed to prevent the factors that cause children to commit violent acts in the first place. I want to thank the parents, grandparents, community leaders, church leaders, and our first responders for the widespread community effort, both reactively and proactively. Together, we can create a community in which every single child is assured that he or she matters.